He never meant for that elevator door to slide open. One second, Jay-Z was smoothing his tuxedo lapel. The next, he was pinned against chrome by a 5'8" hurricane named Solange Knowles. Beyoncé, statuesque and silent, pressed the emergency button, eyes fixed somewhere in the carpet's swirl, while the world's most famous bodyguard tried to pry her sister off the billionaire she had just kneed in the ribs. 8 security cameras caught 30 furious seconds. Only 3 people heard the words Solange hissed. And despite every non-disclosure agreement in Parkwood Entertainment's vault, enough leaked that night for insiders to whisper, she warned him once for Blue Ivy's sake. She's warning him again for the twins. 9 years later, the footage plays on loop each May. But lately, when the clip resurfaces, fans hit pause at a single frame. Beyoncé shielding her son behind sequined fabric the public has barely glimpsed since 2017. Where is Sir Carter? Why do paparazzi prints show Rumi skipping beside her mother while her twin appears only as a blur inside tinted SUVs? And why, sources now claim, is Solange threatening to answer that question herself, even if it cracks the Knowles-Carter image she once fought to protect? Beyoncé and Solange were a unit before they could pronounce each other's names. Tina Knowles dressed them in identical polka dot rompers. Matthew made them rehearse Chuck Berry routines in the living room mirror. 5 years apart, but always side by side, they learned harmonies in the same Houston hair salon, swapped diary pages about crushes, and plotted which MTV host would introduce their future #1 hits. Destiny's Child arrived, fame roared, and suddenly the sisters' bond became content. Talk show anecdotes, Christmas album outtakes, matching Ivy Park photo shoots. Yet the closer Beyoncé drifted to global mythology, the more Solange felt her own oxygen vanish. Grammy voters compared melodies, bloggers sized waistlines, even family friends praised Beyoncé's work ethic, while calling Solange free-spirited. Compliments wrapped in condescension. Solange tolerated headlines until men started writing them. At 13, Beyoncé invited a boyfriend to watch Arsenio in her bedroom. Solange, 8 years old, marched downstairs, dialed 911, and reported an intruder. Officers arrived to find 2 terrified kids, one furious father, and a little sister who insisted she had saved the star of the house. Protective fury became habit. Guard the brand, kill the threat, ask questions later. So when rumors surfaced that Sean Carter was juggling tour dates and secret phone numbers, Solange's alarm bells rattled the chandeliers. She'd survived 2 marriages that detonated under whispers of infidelity. She knew how quickly a cheating narrative can torch a woman's self-worth. Beyoncé, meanwhile, chose dignified silence, then etched her rage into megawatt poetry titled Lemonade. The album's release calmed tabloids, but Solange never fully exhaled. She knew scandals don't die, they molt. July 2017 should have reset everything. New era, new babies, fresh hope. Beyoncé posted a luminous portrait cradling 2 newborns beneath a floral arch, captioned, Sir Carter and Rumi, 1 month today. The world hit refresh a billion times. Then, Sir vanished. Fans chalked it up to privacy. But as months became years, patterns emerged. Rumi appeared in Adidas campaigns, Grammy cameos, and Grandma Tina's TikToks. Sir surfaced only in distant drone shots, head turned away, or behind emoji stickers on Beyoncé's phone screen. When the family film Homecoming debuted on Netflix, Sir's screen time totaled 7 blurred seconds. The void invited theories. Stagehands who worked a Coachella dress rehearsal whispered that the boy made no eye contact. A disgruntled stylist tweeted, then deleted, that fitting room schedules always listed Rumi plus sitter, never Sir. Kanye West, spiteful, unfiltered, blurted on a late-night livestream that them twins slow, everybody in the circle knows. Publicists blamed fatigue, editing choices, lighting. Still, Google search bars filled with the same 4 letters, AUTISM. Disability advocates begged the Hive to stop speculating. But the vacuum only deepened when Azalea Banks, feuding with Beyoncé over sampling credits, wrote on Instagram, "Why hide him if he's fine? It's 2025, girl. Neurodivergent kids shine brighter than your sequins." Beyoncé's team slammed the post as hateful. Yet they offered 0 new images, 0 clarifications, 0 proof. Enter Solange. Again. Friends describe her current mood as restless insurgent. In private listening sessions for her next project, lyrics swirl with coded lines about secrets dressed in platinum and halls too quiet for a boy's laughter. At a recent New Orleans gallery opening, she avoided press but was overheard telling a curator, "Art doesn't lie the way families do." 2 days later, she followed 3 autism advocacy accounts on social media, liked to post about Black children's diagnostic disparities, then unfollowed, all before sunrise. Insiders say the tipping point wasn't gossip, it was litigation. When federal investigators raided Diddy's estates last spring, subpoenas rippled toward partners and patrons, Jay-Z among them. Beyoncé, wary of guilt by association, issued boilerplate statements about supporting due process. Solange allegedly begged her sister to pull sponsorship from any venture entangled with the case. Beyoncé declined. According to one source, Solange replied, "You hid your son to shield a crown that doesn't even shield you." Soon after, Solange's manager floated an idea. An interview with The Atlantic on motherhood, mental health, and raising neurodivergent children in Black America. The publication confirmed preliminary talks, but offered no timing. Parkwood representatives, asked for comment, said only Solange speaks for herself. Translation: the Knowles media firewall has fissures. Why would revealing Sir's condition matter? Because Beyoncé's brand rests on flawlessness. She sells aspiration. Every note tuned, every curl balanced, every stadium seat filled. Admitting she birthed the child who may never headline a halftime show shatters the hologram. It also risks ableist backlash from advertisers, who equate elite luxury with conventional perfection. Yet hiding him fuels a darker narrative, one where disability equals shame. PR strategists see 3 options. Controlled confession. Beyoncé grants Vogue an exclusive, shot by Tyler Mitchell, showing Sir painting beside his sister. She writes a caption about celebrating every spectrum of brilliance. Brands pivot overnight. Ivy Park launches sensory-friendly athleisure. Solange strike. The younger Knowles drops a single that names autism directly, compels talk shows to dissect lyrics, and forces her sister's hand. Think formation energy, but turned inward. Clamp down. Lawyers threaten any outlet repeating unverified medical claims. Solange receives a family cease and breathe. She shelves her album. The internet moves on to the next scandal, until another elevator opens. The public already picked a side without evidence. Half demand transparency, half demand privacy. Either way, Sir Carter becomes symbol, not child. Behind the scenes, the twins' world reportedly splits along comfort lines. Rumi trails her mother on tour, napping in silk-lined flight cases while sound checks shake arenas. Sir stays in hotel suites with occupational therapists, learning through tactile puzzles instead of iPads. Staff rotate in shifts, longer than concert sets. One technician who installed smart lighting at Beyoncé's Malibu estate claimed the boy's room glows pastel blue at dusk, never bright LEDs, to soothe sensory overload. NDA bound, she left Reddit hints before moderators removed her account. Tina Knowles, cornered on morning television, tried to downplay differences. Sir's just quiet child. He likes numbers, that's all. Yet in the same breath, she raved about Rumi's chart debut, comparing the 7-year-old to her Grammy-winning sister. Viewers noticed the enthusiasm gap. So when Solange tells confidants, the boy deserves sunlight, it resonates, not as tabloid fodder, but as corrective love. She's watched her nephew become an absence that trends. She wants him to become a presence that educates. Beyoncé faces a paradox. She built a fortress of control to protect her art, and maybe her marriage. But raising a neurodivergent son may require dismantling that fortress, inviting voices who mispronounce his name, misunderstand his rhythms, mistake his stems for misbehavior. Can the queen of curated intimacy survive genuine vulnerability? Jay-Z confronts a different mirror. The rapper who once rapped, "I'm a hustler, baby," must champion a boy whose milestones won't be measured in platinum plaques. Fatherhood humbled him when Blue Ivy corrected his accent in Brown Skin Girl. This revelation could humble him further. Critics wonder if business entanglements blind him to priorities. Solange wonders aloud. March 30th, 8 p.m., Brooklyn Academy of Music. Solange is scheduled to premiere a multimedia piece titled Echoes in Indigo. Tickets sold out in 90 seconds. Before any track list, before any single. Rumor says the closing movement features a sample of a child's heartbeat slowed to 60 BPM. Engineers on site claim they received strict instructions. During playback, house lights stay on, no shadows. Bloggers gamble that Beyoncé will attend in a couture ceasefire gesture. Others predict a last-minute statement postponing the event for production logistics. Either scenario breaks headlines. Both hinge on one question. Will the sisters step on stage together, or will Solange stand alone and speak the line she's been workshopping for months? Silence never protected anyone. It just protected a story. Maybe the truth is simple. Maybe Sir Carter is a typical 7-year-old who hates cameras and Solange's rumored exposé is nothing but avant-garde marketing. But family folklore suggests otherwise. Knowles women don't threaten storms without clouds gathering. When Solange warns, winds shift. When Beyoncé absorbs pain, she turns it into anthems. Eventually, thunder arrives. Until then, fans scroll obsessively through every Renaissance tour clip, squinting for a boy in the wings. Comment sections battle. Empathy versus conspiracy. Ableism versus autonomy. Meanwhile, a child painted watercolor galaxies in a quiet corner of a $100 million mansion, unaware that his existence fuels think pieces and cousin feuds. Perhaps that's the cruel irony Solange intends to expose. The world that crowned Beyoncé as a beacon of empowerment now punishes her for parenting privately. And the only way to end that punishment is to show the very face she fears will be judged. In doing so, she might rewrite what power looks like. Not flawless choreography, but a mother holding her son's hand in fluorescent grocery store light while he counts cereal boxes aloud. If that image surfaces, remember the moment it began. Not with paparazzi, not with PR. It began inside an elevator, when a sister decided some truths deserve fists over silence. 9 years later, she may decide they deserve microphones instead. Because the final verse belongs to Beyoncé. Will she sing it before someone else presses play? Your move, queen. Which path do you think this family takes next? Drop a comment, keep it respectful, and subscribe so you don't miss the fallout. We'll be right here when the next door slides open.